This is a good one. Hey, JJ, helped out the cause today. Went to jmohr.com, clicked the Amazon banner, and bought my wife a heated seat cushion for her car. I went to jmohr.com, and I clicked the Amazon banner and bought my wife a heated seat cushion for her car. That's all it takes sometimes. That's from our friend Pat. He bought a heated seat cushion for his wife, and now she can warm her ass.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Yes, more stories with Bryan W. Callen.
No,
What's
it's
your middle-
Bryan the Kid Callen.
You are the kid, the Greyhound.
I'm known as the Kid. When I'm on set, they refer to me as the Kid. So they go, "The Kid, can you just stand to your left a little bit to get into the light?"
And on the walkie-talkies, they go, all right, we're about 5 minutes. You want to go on the trailer door and knock for the kid?
That's what they say. Because I am eternally youthful. I have tight skin and a full mouth, which you know. And you guys saw me naked in the shower. And
That's a video that will be up on the Tumblr page. If you go to my Twitter, at jmohr37, there's a More Stories Tumblr page, and you'll see me and Matty Boy. We were on time. Bryan Callen thought 10 o'clock meant like 10:20, so it's because it's 10:20 now. And his lovely wife,
you're on time all the time.
His lovely wife said, he's in the shower. I said, all right, well, let's get the cameras up and running. And we watched you wash your butt. Or as Red Fox said, you got to wash your ass.
Always wash your ass. I clean my ass all the time. I wish we had bidets in this country.
Why don't
It's
we?
disgusting that we take dumps and then just wipe with a cloth. It's like are we in the Middle Ages? And the toilet, by the way, as an invention, hasn't changed its basic design
I wipe
for
with a
over
washcloth.
150 years or whatever.
I wipe with my son's cloth diapers.
You do?
Yeah, because
so do I.
We're real green.
That's exactly right. That's what you should do.
And then
Sometimes I sit up on the sink and wash my rump with a right hand. There, I said it.
You ever pee in the sink?
Huh?
You ever pee in the sink?
Of course, I've done all that shit.
And people go, yeah, but it's too cold on your nuts. And I'm like, that's when you pee better. Because you're like motivated to get it out of there. You're like, whoa, cold tile on my...
As a kid, I used to run my fingers across my rump, and it would make me pee. Don't.
Are you sure that was pee?
I don't know.
You sure that was the
Maybe
real...
it wasn't even me running. I think somebody else ran their fingers. I can't remember. It's all a blur.
I think you left out
I know the guy was wearing a cowboy hat, and he was very, 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 very dark.
I think you left out the words uncle and cum.
I think no, because he was from the Sudan.
From the Sudan?
Yeah, I've never
In a
seen hands
cowboy
that
hat.
big in my life. Yeah, I was
on our way
I was
here.
in
I
college.
gotta say, when I was a kid, you were a wonder kid. You know, you were like 6, and you were at Louisville studying trigonometry.
I'm glad you brought that up. Trigonometry is one of the great ideas of philosophy. In fact, Pythagoras' theorem, the ability to measure a right triangle, that exists. A squared times B squared equals C squared exists whether the universe is here or not. Am I right?
Right angle.
Am I right, guys?
You are right. Right angles in triangles are just fascinating alone. The fact
could
that
talk
you're
about it all fucking day.
angular measurements within a shape is super fascinating.
exactly
Don't get us started on the hexagons. We'll be here all day. Please.
I could actually impress you with Plato's theory of the forms, where he uses trigonometry to prove that he says you can draw a triangle, but it would probably be off by a certain degree. Nobody can draw a perfect line, square,
right.
But you can imagine a perfect triangle. And that idea is, you can't be a perfect person, but you can imagine being a perfect person. So you should always reach for perfection. What matters is the reach, not the arrival.
I just saw you in the shower. You're a perfect person.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's unfair to both of you. I mean, that's a genetic mistake. It's almost like God was making a joke. Like, here it is, guys. Good luck, everybody, reaching this, because my shoulders float over my waist. Did you see my ass?
I did it. We were kissing. We actually did kiss in this video.
We did kiss in the shower. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I got to mention this. On the way here, Matty Boy and I are coming down to Mescal Canyon. We've had a lot of battles in my house outside my house. There's a lot of construction around my house. Bryan Callen, is our guest. At Bryan Callen on Twitter. Go see him. January dates, what do you got?
I got Cleveland at Hilarities, and then January I'm excited because I'm going to the Punchline, which I've done before, January 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th.
All right, that's a good room.
It's a great room, and then I'll be in Vancouver. I'll be in Vancouver.
Molly will be up there.
Yes. You mean Molly the drug? And then I'll be, I don't know, who's Molly?
Molly runs the...
Oh, yeah.
I'm
sorry.
The Punchline in Cobb's.
Yes. God, you're good with names. You're a real people person.
I'm good with names that pay me. Where's Molly with my check?
That's right. Molly will be up there. I'm excited about doing that. And then I'll be at Vancouver Comedy Mix the 24th, 25th, 26th of January, 26th being my birthday.
Warriors, get out there and show Bryan Callen some love, for crying out loud. I feel like every time we sit down, you're in the Comedy Mix in Vancouver.
I don't know, but I love that you call your fans Warriors.
They call themselves
awesome.
more. It started as morons. Uncle Dan named them morons.
That's
and then Maureen's, and then it's like, that sounds like the girl that works in this, the typesetting office. Maureen, hi. And then Warriors, and every once in a while, someone will email me like an Amazon purchase. Be like, I'm an ultimate Warrior.
That's great, man.
It's fun. Go see Bryan Callen. Where is it? You're going to be
at the...
Forget Hilarities because that won't air in time. I don't want to risk...
You're right. I'll
overlap.
be January 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. I'll be at the Punchline in San Francisco.
All right, hold on a second. San Francisco, Northern California. Go see Bryan Callen at the Punchline. And you know what? Why don't you go the 16th? Why don't you show him some Thursday Night Love?
There you go. It's Wednesday night, I think.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
After you've shown him Wednesday Night Love, show him some Thursday Night Love. Because there's one thing comedians need is for you guys to go on the off nights. That is true. And you know what? It's the most important night of comedy. It's what I tell young comics when they're like, Saturday's going to sell out. I'm like, if you put a chimpanzee on stage blowing bubbles and roller skates, it's going to sell out.
But that's what's
Saturday.
been great about the podcast and about Twitter and all this stuff. You can actually sell... you can do your own press and sell tickets. It's just changing everything. I feel so fortunate to be a live performer because having done this movie, like I just got off doing Ride Along with big names, and being an actor and having to live and die by every role you get is basically impossible today. They don't have to pay you. Why would they pay you any more than they have to? Because there are 6 dudes waiting in the wings like you and I who will take that job.
And they can do as good a job.
That's right. Well, that's the other thing. That's exactly right. You want to play a cop, and it's not that different. I mean, there are a lot of guys that can do a variation on your theme.
You do a movie in Atlanta and they get you for a certain price, and then you want more than that price. And then for some reason, Giovanni Ribisi is friends with the producer, and he goes, I'll just do it for scale because I'm in town shooting my Pepsi Max commercial anyway.
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah. But although Giovanni Ribisi is a hell of an actor because that's his life.
I lost a job to him.
Yeah.
Gangster Squad.
Oh, yeah.
I had a couple callbacks to that.
But I can guarantee you that he did all the research of that time period. He came in dressed like it. That's his deal.
That's a big fear of mine. I always try to dress a little bit. Like if it's like a Wyoming saloon, I'll go in with just like a flannel shirt and like maybe some boots.
That's as
and
far
jeans.
as I'll go. That's as far as I'll go.
Giovanni Ribisi going in with a pencil mustache going, yeah, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, see? What's in the safe, dame? I can't.
With a deer strapped across his shoulders.
Yeah, you don't want the director going you don't want to be Sean Young dressed as Catwoman walking around the Warner Brothers lot and
just did a movie with her.
You did?
She sure did.
Is she crazier than a shithouse rat?
She's not. You know what's funny is that she's older now. She's got 2 children. She lives in Rye, New York, and she was great in the scene. Really funny in the scene. And she goes, I had to leave Hollywood because I never lived down where people think you're batshit crazy. Once you get labeled that in Hollywood, no matter what you do, whether you open an orphanage, whether you have a psychology practice, you're
crazy
done.
Orphanage, in all fairness. She opened a crazy orphanage
She did
for
open
crazy kids.
She did open a crazy orphanage.
If you got crazy kids,
and she was dressed like a clown. But let me finish. The point is, no, she was cool.
But in hindsight, for real, what she did to get labeled crazy is something that very easily could have been labeled one of the greatest Hollywood success stories of all time.
Exactly.
She wanted the role of Catwoman.
Yep.
And I believe it was Joel Schumacher, I believe.
Yes.
And went to his office dressed as Catwoman in full character, like purring and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got to get out of here. Like, you're crazy. And, any other person, any other director, any other scenario, any other lot, they go, that's when I knew I had my Catwoman.
Yeah.
Like, that's
right.
what they
and
did.
There are so many stories like that.
Forrest Whitaker, you know this one?
No.
He wasn't working. He goes into his, for a long time he wasn't working. I think it was right around Ghost Dog, pre-Ghost Dog or after Ghost Dog. It was a chunk. You can look at IMDb. And so he goes, hey, how you doing? I'm here to see my agent. And he goes to his agent's office, and they're like, okay. And the agent goes, hey, Forrest, how you doing? He goes, I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to say hi. And they're like, anything I can help you with? He goes, no. And they're like, all right, I'm going to go to lunch. So nice seeing you. He goes, okay. And the agent goes to lunch, comes back, and Forrest Whitaker is still sitting like in that little room right before you go to the office, like the waiting room essentially.
Yeah.
And then he goes, can I help you with anything? He goes, no. And he's got like books. He's got like...
He's staying there until he gets an audition.
And then finally, like at the end of the day, they're closing up. And the guy goes, you ready to go? He goes, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I think I'll just, I'm okay. And the agent goes, I'm not sure what's going on. He goes, well, I figured since I don't have any work and I got nowhere to go, I'll just stay here until I got someplace to go.
Wow.
He was on the set of like...
wow.
What was the hospital movie?
Love that, man.
What was the hospital TV show? Not Chicago Hope.
No, ER?
He was on like ER like the next day.
Wow.
Literally, like your agent picks up the phone and goes, he'll work for $5,000. Like just give
him a job.
Just went in with like 40 books. Like, I'll just sit here. It's okay.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, that's it could have gone down as the great story. Jeffrey Tambor tells a story about
hey now
when on Hank Kingsley or whatever it's called. And he played Hank Kingsley on Gary Shandling's show, and he really wanted the part. And his teacher at the time said, "Call him up, call Gary Shandling up." So he said, "Look, I know it's between me and another guy, and I would never do this because I just think I'm perfect for the part. I mean, I've never done this. I would never do this." And Gary Shandling said, "Well, you may never do this, but the character would do this."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you got the part.
So you were down in Atlanta.
I've never done that.
Laurence Fishburne.
It was the greatest.
Ice Cube.
I'm with John Leguizamo and Laurence Fishburne, both of whom I've been fans of for fucking 20 years.
Why do you curse so much?
Huh?
What?
I apologize. And then Ice Cube, and then and he says hi to you. He says hi to you.
He does?
Yep.
That's my man, bro.
Man, tell him what's up. And then Kevin Hart, who I love.
I love Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is, to me, this is the second movie I've done with him in a row. He kills you in the scene. I can't.
What was the other one? Hamlet?
I can't not laugh about Last Night, the remake. I can't not laugh though. I'm in the middle of a scene with a guy, and he ends up doing something stupid like hitting me on the nose or just being silly, and I just start laughing. And he's as spontaneous and as good an actor as anybody I've seen in a long time. But then Fishburne, I got to go out to dinner with him and talk about stuff. It was interesting.
He seems very Laurence Fishburne to me.
He's really not.
Really? You know, like Sting is very Sting.
That's what he's always been able to stay
Bono.
on the outside because he's kind of he's hard to pin down. Like he's very funny, great with impressions, a silly goose, loves talking about all the books he reads
Laurence
a lot.
Fishburne's a silly
Believe
goose.
it or not, he's a silly goose. That's what I mean. You think he's going to be a serious guy?
Standard Hotel. This is my. It's amazing these little encounters you have with people, and I think you're conscious of it. I'm conscious.
Yeah.
Like meet and greets with fans after shows.
Sure.
Like, hey man, I'm really glad you came. Like, I need to have that eye contact with a guy that spent money on a ticket,
Sure.
came out, because I don't want a Laurence Fishburne situation where I go, hey man, are you Laurence Fishburne? And he goes, every day. And I was like, but he didn't say it nice.
No. You know why? Because Laurence Fishburne has been famous for 30 years. He's been famous for 30 years, and I've watched him. When people come up try to take a picture. He's been dealing with it, so what he does is he goes like this, no pictures tonight, and I do that for a living, but how you doing, what's your name? And he gets right in your face, shakes your hand, he goes, I'm Laurence. And sometimes he'll hug people, he go, can I get a hug? And he's right there, and he gives you your Laurence Fishburne moment.
Show me a titty, let's see.
Yeah, he's got that deep voice, and he's big guy.
Take the titty
He's a big guy, he's only 51, he's only 51, he's not much older than we are.
Well, he was famous at 12.
That's right. And
Apocalypse Now.
And he plays the drums, and he reads a lot, and he has a place in New Orleans. And he lives in Toronto. He's got a beautiful wife. His wife is Gina Torres, who came out with us. She's ridiculously beautiful, tall, with a sense of humor. Like hangs with the guys, making jokes, cracking jokes. I was like, all right, well, no wonder you're married to her.
Well, your wife hangs like that.
Yeah, she does.
The day she's down.
Yeah.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is.
All right.
I've not met
My
your
wife's
girl.
funny.
I've not met your girl yet.
You have so. You were on the set with her. You were in Las Vegas.
No, not when I didn't.
You guys did something together where you guys met each other.
No, I've done so much, America.
Hey, don't forget to see me at the Ontario Improv January 17th. There, I've said it. Come out in.
I like that room.
I used to hate it because nobody came.
Yeah.
And now since the podcast, the Warriors have been filling it up. 909.
Yeah, baby.
Come out and play. January 17th. Everybody
Warriors.
We're all going to get pregnant, Bryan Callen. So you were talking. Oh, so the movie is what down in Atlanta? By the way, Atlanta, most men down there are on the down low.
As in they're